Every believer has faced the moment of crying out to God, asking for something with a sincere heart, and yet feeling the silence that follows. It can be confusing, even painful, to pray day after day and not see the answer you expect. In those moments, the mind begins to doubt. Has God ignored me? Am I unworthy of His mercy? Why is my prayer left hanging? But the reality is not rejection, it is delay, and this delay carries deep wisdom. God is not absent when He holds back an answer. He is working in ways that your eyes cannot yet see. Sometimes, the delay is a shield, protecting you from what would harm you if given too early. Other times, the delay is a test, purifying your intention, teaching you patience, and strengthening your heart for the blessing to come. Think of it like planting a seed. You water it, you wait, and you trust the soil to do its unseen work. If you dig it up too soon, you destroy the process. Similarly, your prayer is planted, and God lets time nurture it until it blooms at the moment that will serve you best. The delay is not silence, it is divine timing. It is God aligning circumstances, shaping your character, and preparing your life so that when the answer comes, you will not just receive it, but you will also be ready to carry it. In truth, the delay is not a punishment, it is a sign of love. For when God delays, He is not withholding, He is perfecting. When God delays your prayers, it is often because the blessing you seek is not yet aligned with the season of your life. Imagine asking for rain while the soil is still hard and unprepared. It would not nourish, it would only wash away. In the same way, if God gave you everything the moment you asked, much of it would be wasted. Or worse, it might harm you because you were not ready to handle it. Think of wealth without discipline, success without humility, or love without maturity. The delay becomes a mercy because it ensures that when your prayer is answered, it becomes a source of growth and not destruction. This waiting period is God's way of teaching you trust beyond sight, teaching you to rely not on your timing, but on His wisdom. During the delay, He is molding your inner self, strengthening your patience, deepening your faith, and reminding you that the true gift is not the answer itself, but the connection you build with Him while waiting. Many times, the delay uncovers what you truly value. Are you worshipping God only for what He gives? Or do you still turn to Him even when He withholds? This is the hidden beauty of waiting. It strips away superficial desires and brings you face to face with the essence of prayer, surrender. The delay is not about silence. It is about shaping you into someone who can carry the answer with gratitude and wisdom. God delays not to break your spirit, but to prepare your soul for a gift that will truly elevate you. Another reason why God delays your prayers is because the answer is already being prepared in ways you cannot yet perceive. What you ask for may require a chain of events, unseen to you, to fall into place. You may be asking for a job, but perhaps the right position is still being created. You may be asking for guidance, but the teacher who will inspire you has not yet crossed your path. You may be asking for relief, but the lesson hidden within your struggle is not yet complete. The delay is not emptiness, it is movement in the unseen. Just as a child in the womb grows silently, hidden away from the world until the appointed time of birth, so too do the answers to your prayers form in the unseen world until they are ready to manifest. God is the author of perfect timing, and nothing arrives a moment too soon or a moment too late. Your role in this period is not despair, but trust. Every second of waiting becomes an act of worship, because it shows that your faith is in His wisdom, not in your own impatience. The unseen orchestration of your life is proof of His mercy. you are being positioned for something greater than you imagined. When the answer finally arrives, you often realize that the delay itself was a blessing because the timing made everything align perfectly. In hindsight, you see that if it had come earlier, you would not have been ready, or it would not have had the same impact. This delay, then, is a gift disguised as silence. Delays in prayer also reveal the deepest truths about our relationship with God. When your heart longs for an immediate answer, but heaven remains quiet, it exposes whether your devotion is conditional or unconditional. Do you love God only when He gives you what you want? Or do you love Him because He is your creator, regardless of outcomes? In the silence of delay, your faith is purified. You learn that prayer is not a transaction, but a dialogue, not a contract, but a connection. God does not delay to punish you. He delays to draw you closer. In waiting, your heart leans more on Him, your tongue remembers Him more often, and your soul learns humility. What seems like unanswered prayer is often answered in a deeper way. You are being given patience, resilience, and clarity. Sometimes the delay helps you realize that what you asked for was not what you truly needed. How many times have you looked back and thanked God for not giving you what you once begged for? That is the unseen mercy hidden in delay. The truth is, God's wisdom stretches beyond our limited sight. What you call delay is His perfect design unfolding at its own rhythm. Each day of waiting chisels away pride and deepens surrender, reminding you that your destiny is not in your hands, but in the hands of the one who knows you better than you know yourself. And when the answer finally comes, you understand it was not late at all, it was right on time. In truth, when prayers are delayed, it is never because God has forgotten you or turned away. It is because He is the only one who sees the full picture of your life, the past that shaped you, the present that tests you, and the future that waits for you. What you see as silence is in fact divine calculation. Every pause, every delay, every moment of waiting is carefully designed to bring you closer to the exact place you are meant to be. God delays because He knows you better than you know yourself. He knows when your heart is not yet ready, when your character needs more strength, and when your soul must learn surrender before receiving. In that sense, the waiting is not empty, it is sacred. It is in those seasons of delay that your trust is refined like gold in fire. Your patience becomes an act of worship, and your longing becomes a path of closeness to Him. If blessings came instantly, faith would never deepen, and prayer would become nothing more than a demand. But when you pray and wait, something greater than the answer begins to form. You learn reliance, humility, and gratitude. And when the answer finally comes, you see with clarity that it arrived not too late, not too early, but at the perfect moment, carrying wisdom you could not have imagined. Every unanswered prayer you once cried over turns into a testimony of God's greater plan. So remember this: a delayed prayer is not a denied prayer. It is a hidden blessing, waiting to be revealed at the right time. Hold on, trust, and continue calling upon Him, for no prayer ever falls unheard. The delay itself is part of the gift, because through it, you discover that the true answer was never just what you asked for. It was the transformation of your soul in the process of waiting.